Test, test.
This squad camera is essentially facing east right now. Mr. Page's vehicle is actually located in the southwest corner. Lieutenant Murphy indicates that when he initially sees him, he's headed in a southwest direction. So when you see him shortly after this, he's going to be circling around, essentially behind Lieutenant Murphy. Lieutenant Murphy said when he popped back up after he was initially hit, he was coming from behind.
So this is John, is he seeking at that point when Lieutenant Murphy had
He indicates that the first thing bullet strike to his left thumb, he was holding the firearm in a two-arm grip facing to the south, and it struck him, almost taking his thumb off and knocking the gun out of his hand at that point in time.
My initial response, I was responding from the area of Red Roof Inn at 13th and College Avenue. I came eastbound on College, southbound on Howell Avenue. Sikh Temple does not have a median crossover, so what I did is I mounted the median, drove right over the median to the driveway access. What happened, as you saw, was I came over the top of the hill, and from that distance, you'll see in the tape there, I could just see a white glimpse. Mr. Page was dressed with black fatigues on and a white T-shirt, and I saw that gentleman turn and start walking towards me, and that's when I do my radio transmission. What I had done is I come up to the top of the hill. You'll see me back up. The reason that I backed up is because our squad has a locking mechanism in it that you have to sequence 2 buttons in order to get the rifle lock out. So I backed up, accessed my rifle, and then pulled back in.
I thought I heard shots. Can you confirm that? I got a man with a gun in the parking lot. Drop the gun! 68 going 23. 7568. That's the Sikh Temple, correct? That's affirmative, 75 to Ohio.
He's standing there. What he had done is I saw him take, when I was saying a man with a gun, he actually did a reload. Either he reloaded the magazine, or what he had done is checked the rounds that were in the magazine and put it back in, because the gun raised up into the white area of his shirt, and I saw him do that. That's when I said I have a man in the parking lot with a weapon. He was firing at me. One round of the rounds he was firing at me hit the squad, like Captain or Chief Edwards said, right above the steering wheel, and it went into the headrest. At that time, I was already stepped out of the squad. I was in what's called a tactical V. When the door swings open, it makes a V, and that's where I took up my rifle position and started giving him commands to drop the weapon. Once he started firing on me, then I returned fire. You'll see him move from this position across the parking lot.
And one thing that's very difficult to see here, which Officer Lenda could see, is he had his arms raised up and he was pointing that gun in his direction as he was firing.
He was walking in a position when he was coming, having the gun pointed at me and continuing to fire. I had stepped right outside the door, opened my squad door, stepped outside, and was in what we call the tactical V, where the door comes up and there's the frame of the car and the frame of the door. I was in that position, in the cover position.
I'm sorry, is where Page standing pretty much where Lieutenant Murphy is at that point as well?
No. He is at the front of the parking lot. This little area right over here where this pole is, that's the island, the first island. Then there's a series of parking lots. Lieutenant Murphy was located farther down at the far east side of the parking lot. He came up all the way through the parking lot to the west side.
We'll bring up towards the end here, we have a Google of that, and we can show you what the whole parking lot looks like.
Man with the gun. In the parking lot. Wait for Shots fired! Shots fired, officer! Don't move! Don't move! Can you see him? Can you see him? I see him. He's moving. He's moving. Is he crawling?
10:32 mark, you heard that last shot, was determined that was the shot that he took his own life. But what you have to understand is, that's not the end of it. The officers didn't know what happened at that point, because they had just seen him moving, and they believed that maybe he was shooting at them, shooting at other citizens, so they pushed the attack even further. They moved up from this point and went up after this point. Just because it ended there where you hear that shot, the officers were still under the assumption he was still shooting at them.
And is Lieutenant Murphy able to communicate at all with you at this point?
We had no communications with Lieutenant Murphy at that time because people were asking if where was Lieutenant Murphy, and I said, I don't know where he is. I don't see him in the lot at the time. And when I pulled up, I first didn't see his squad there because what the lieutenant had done, as a tactical advantage, he had turned off his lights and siren. So I was looking for that. The first movement I saw was actually Mr. Page turning and then assaulting and firing on me.